Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Yay, Goombay.
Good morning. Good
Friday.
morning. Football's back, officially. We don't have to go another week without football until the Super Bowl.
It's back unofficially.
Oh, no, it's back, Terry. I watched almost every minute of the preseason game. I'm not going to lie. I watched almost every minute of a preseason game. I didn't give a single you-know-what about.
I watched none of the preseason game. I hate preseason football.
All right, Terry, I need to explain something to you. All right?
Yeah.
And I'm open about the good parts of me and the bad parts of me.
Sure.
I always tell you anything. I have an addiction. I have a problem.
Okay, tell me about it. Maybe I can help you.
I have an addiction.
Or maybe you don't want to be helped.
I don't want to be helped.
Okay.
I am happy to watch every second of a meaningless preseason game because I've missed football dearly, and I am addicted to football. Can't get enough of it.
Okay.
So happy it's back. Speaking of which, the game wasn't eventful at all. Oakland was up 20-0 at halftime. Meaningless game. I'm just happy that football is back, Terry. More than anything, I am so happy that we get football back. And since football is technically, officially back, we don't have to worry about not seeing a college football game or an NFL game from now till early February.
All right.
My question this morning for you, Terry, is we have seen the team go through camp.
Yes.
We've seen Jared Goff light up camp. We've seen some defensive players shine, some not perform to their level. What is Terry, and I don't want to hear about the past. I don't want to hear about 58 years. What I want to know is very tunnel vision. This is an NFL team, right? It's
Right.
an NFL project.
It is.
Manned by a very competent GM, a question mark at head coach, and I would say a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. Nothing special, nothing complete trash.
I would agree with that.
And my question to you is, what should the Lions be this season? And the second aspect to that is, what will they be?
All right. What the Lions should be is a team that won 7 games this year and is showing potential and promise toward the future. What they should be is all this optimism we're seeing now needs to be there in September, October, November, because this is the first time I've heard that things are different with the Detroit Lions during the preseason. But it changes once they start playing in the regular season. Guys get pissed off. Guys who think they're going to play are not playing as much. You have faith in a quarterback who's looked good during the preseason. All of a sudden, he's like
Butt cheeks.
Yeah, he's like butchering stuff. So that fractures the locker room. And so Dan Campbell's greatest work is yet to come because he's acting as a cheerleader now. In September, October, November, he's going to have to put salves on wounds. How well does he do that? That's going to be the question.
He's going to have to be a problem solver.
Yes.
And if we're fair, nobody liked watching this team for the first 9 games of the year. It wasn't fun. Hell,
No.
even the first 10, 11. Even the tie against Pittsburgh was a drag. That wasn't anything to be proud of. But they had a problem. Quarterback wasn't playing well. He had no weapons. And the offensive coordinator couldn't get anybody to perform to an average level.
And he was
of the
fighting
offensive.
with his quarterback, which
Yes.
is not good.
Yes. And what happens? Well, they sign Josh Reynolds. They demote Anthony Lynn. They put him back. Dan Campbell takes over along with Ben Johnson. and your quarterback goes on a stretch of games where he has one of the highest passer ratings in the NFL, an 11-2 touchdown to interception comparison, decent amount of yards per game. I would say roughly over 263 was the average. And you're looking at a quarterback who improved down the stretch. And who was the beneficiary of it? A player that you drafted in the 4th round that nobody knew of 10 weeks into the season. Mm-hmm. We were comparing him to Hines Ward in terms of his build, his little size. Could he be a similar version of that? We did not expect that type of production last season from a 4th round wide receiver. That's nice to see. Problem solving. Going throughout the season, knowing that, look, they're not going to win every game this year. They're not. They're not a 12, 13, 14 win team this year. They're not. So what they should be is a team, I believe, that's fighting for a wild card spot. Not the division. I don't think they're there yet. I think one more offseason of Brad Holmes, you can fight for the division. But this year, I think fight for a wild card spot. Not even make the playoffs.
That is fair because you can do that with a losing record.
Yes, especially in this NFC.
Right. I tell you what really angered me and it showed me the Lions were not serious about winning a few years ago was when Martha Ford, when she was trying to decide, should I keep Matt Patricia or not? And she said, if he is in the playoff hunt in December, I'll keep him. But you can be in the playoff hunt with a 5-7 record. You can be in the playoff hunt with a 6-8 record. To me, that's not improvement. That's not advancement for where the team was at that time. So, playoff hunt in the NFL in December doesn't mean you have to be a good team. You have to be a team that wins and loses, It's just competent.
You want to be in December playing meaningful games. And you may very well lose them, Terry. I don't believe you're good enough yet. But there is one thing that could change all of that we just don't know. Is Dan Campbell that guy? If I told you Sean McVay was coaching this team, if I told you Kyle Shanahan was coaching this team, if I told you Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Sean Payton, if I told you one of these guys were coaching this football team, there's no doubter they're contending for the division minimum, even if they're under-talented.
So I don't believe that. I believe they would be maybe a little bit above 500 or around 500 if those guys were coaching this team. I think this team needs one more year of infusion of talent before we start talking about competing for divisions. Because you not only have to have the talent, but you have to have that mentality. You have to, I think a team has to, for the most part, have been in that situation before. Maybe failed, but then the second time you get it together.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to look too far ahead. I don't. But if I shared this timeline with you, Terry, and all of you at home, tell me if you extend him. Fair? 7-10 this year. The following year,
Who's him?
Dan Campbell.
Okay.
10-7 year 3. Granted, he has a contract more than that, but the point is, I'm not running him out of town 10-7 next year. I'm running him out of town if that 10-7, let's say, is an 8-2 start, and they collapse down the stretch. Then I'm going to be asking questions. Probably not running him out of town though. If you get that 10-7 mark, you're competing for the division.
Okay. Does he win a playoff game?
I think that's irrelevant because I've seen coaches that aren't any good win playoff games. That to me is, I know in this town winning a playoff game is so important. Hasn't happened in so long. But you show me a product that can win the division, I'll show you a product that consistently will fight to win a playoff game. You're sneaking in as a wild card. If you want to try to be the Giants or the Ravens or even the Niners last year, good luck. But
now you're talking about 10-7 in year 3 or
10-7 in year 3, and I think that gives them year 4 to say, hey man, this is our year to win the division. Because if you're 10-7 in year 3, let's say, and I don't want to look too far ahead, but you've added more talent. What you've decided at quarterback, I really don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and play the game that I do know what exactly they're going to do, who they're going to pick, what they're going to do with Goff. I don't know any of that right now. I don't have that information.
Yeah, see, I don't think we can just look at records and make determinations of whether you keep a guy or get rid of him.
Because it doesn't tell the full story.
Right.
What if I told you they were 3-14 this season?
I'd be very concerned.
But Sewell, Decker, St. Brown, Jamison Williams never plays a single snap, re-tears his ACL, an abundance of injuries that nobody in the world could overcome. What does that tell you? No, that's very extreme. But the point is, a 10-7 record also comes with context, right? So does a 7-10 record this year. A 7-10 record this year could be a few games that probably could have won, that you just didn't. You weren't ready yet. Or your coach wasn't experienced enough yet. There's always context, and I think watching the games, you couldn't convince me 10 games into last season that you weren't looking at your head coach and your roster and saying, oh my God, what the hell is going on? What did we get ourselves into? But your coach made a change I've never seen a Detroit Lions head coach make, let alone most coaches mid-season, which is, you know what? This is not working. I'm not losing my job because of this guy. He's an OC. I'm taking over. And it worked. And the team played better, and they were more efficient on offense.
I think this year, you don't need context. If they finish 7-10, you don't need context as whether you have faith in this guy. You'll have faith in him because the ground floor is so low. They're going from 3-13-1. If he finishes 7-10 this year, no matter how it looks, this town will be on fire, and they will be looking at next year. Okay, division title, playoffs, maybe a playoff win. So, and the Lions look at stuff like that. They see how their fan base is, if their fan base is on fire, which they will be, no matter what happens. If we're looking at 7-10 at the end, fan base is going to be, yeah, we're ready. Okay, let's bring on 2023. Can't wait for it. Because if these same people can be excited about, 5-11 and still say, oh, this team's going to be good next year, they're definitely going to be excited going from 3-13-1 to 7-10 in 1 year.
We brought up context matters, right? Zach Taylor, context matters. His first year took over a Marvin Lewis team that was destined. I don't care who the coach was, they were going to win 3-4 games. Exactly what they did. They got Joe Burrow, right? He goes into his second year with Joe Burrow, with T. Higgins, with Tyler Boyd. They look very good on offense. They're putting up points. They're just not as talented on defense, and they're missing one or two more pieces on the offensive side of the ball. Mainly a number one wide receiver and a good offensive line. Well, you saw glimpses. They did have a losing record. Burrow did go down midway into the year. And I know a lot of people were calling for his head, but I looked at his situation. Did I think they were going to be a Super Bowl team, Terry? No. But did I think they were going to compete for their division? Yeah. Yeah, because Joe Burrow was that good, and their offense looked that good. And then they went out and got Trey Hendrickson and Jesse Bates. And then they went out and drafted a few other pieces. And then you go into the season, and 10-7 was good enough that year to win the NFC North. It just was. Overachievement, maybe a little bit, yeah. The Super Bowl, definitely an overachievement. But the point was, there was context to his first 2 years. There can be a story where Dan Campbell doesn't. But boy, it puts a lot of pressure on year 3, because if Zach Taylor would have gone out last year and he went 7-10, he's out of a job, Terry. He's out of a job. It's just the truth.
Yeah. But yeah, things are a little bit different here, because you not only are you evaluating your coach, but you're evaluating your quarterback. So now we got to go to Brad Holmes. We have to go to Dan Campbell. We have to go to the front, the people who are in the front office, Chris Spielman and all those guys have to have serious meetings, as in plural. What do we do with Jared Goff? If the goal is to win division titles, if the goal is to win a championship, you really have to evaluate his play and say, can the Lions win with this man, or do you need somebody else? So it's an evaluation process for your coach. Your coach was going to, in my mind, will pass in flying colors if you finish 7-10. But you still need to look at your quarterback, because you got to evaluate that. As we sit here today, I don't think you can win multiple playoff games with Jared Goff as your quarterback for the Detroit Lions. I don't think you can win a division title with Jared Goff as your quarterback for the Detroit Lions. But that's what we're going to be looking at this season.
See, I would only disagree because I believe there's one factor that if I told you this was true, I think you could. And that's if the head coach was a top 10 head coach in the NFL.
You just put a caveat on it. And
So
that's a pretty big one.
Well, that's the reality, though, Terry. Mike Vrabel's winning with Ryan Tannehill. Sean McVay won with Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan's winning with Jimmy Garoppolo, now with Trey Lance. Like, come on. If the guy this game is so simple. If you're good enough, you win. The winners win, the losers lose. It's that simple. Well, I'll tell you what.
You almost did it again.
I almost did it again. Speaking of winners, will Cade Cunningham be an all-star in his second year? We'll get to that in just a little bit. Later on in the show, we got to talk some Matthew Stafford, actually. An abnormal injury with his elbow.
Yeah, they've rested him for most of the...
With pitchers, I don't know what the hell's going on there. Are we being too harsh on Cade McNamara coming on top of the hour at 9 o'clock? Questions for me, Terry.
I got him right here.
I'm very interested.
And there's no right or wrong answers.
All right, I'm okay with that. But what I'm more okay with is the energy drink that keeps us going here at the Woodward Sports Network, and that is Cintron. Maddie?
Yes, and Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and they've now combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler. Try Cintron's great-tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free all in one pack. Pre-order today at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron. Let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, Fish, shut the hell up. Open all summer long, Memorial Day to Labor Day weekend. There will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art installations, live music, food trucks, and much more. Free Wi-Fi from the park so you can work. It's free to enter. The summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock
Now,
Detroit.
at the Monroe Street Bedrock Extravaganza, if we see you there, we more likely to see you on the putt-putt course or in front of a food truck.
Ooh, putt-putt course.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the food truck. Mexican, I'm game for.
You know where I'll be, Terry.
Terry, this guy's going to be on the basketball court.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. It's really nice over there.
I know, it's beautiful down there.
Incredible.
It really is.
Thursday, August 25th.
Oh, yeah, August 25th, we'll be back down there. It's going to be fun.
Can't
well,
wait.
Look, Jeff, we brought you on for a very, very special reason. And that is for you to give us an answer which I would be... I'm not going to say shocked, but I would be pleasantly surprised if it did come true. Is Cade Cunningham set to be an all-star in the Eastern Conference his second season in the league?
Well, it's tough to do. I mean, LeBron made the All-Star team in his second year, and he never looked back. With Cade, I think he'll put up All-Star numbers. He's good enough to do that. If he could put up 22, 6, and 6, it's good enough. But they have to win, and that's the difference. I know last year there were some anomalies. You had LaMelo make the All-Star team and DeJounte Murray, part of two teams that only won with the Hornets. It was like 40 games. And then the San Antonio Spurs won like 35. But they were replacement players for guys that were injured. I think DeJounte or LaMelo replaced Kevin Durant, and DeJounte replaced somebody else. So it's basically, to sum it up, it's very unlikely, especially in the East, a much more tougher conference. But certainly, the Pistons can get anywhere from, if they can get a 5th seed or a 6th seed and he's putting up these great numbers, I think it's very possible. But again, it's not where I have the Pistons. I think this year they're anywhere from 30 to high 30 wins, 38 wins. But Cade Cunningham's certainly going to put up all-star numbers. It's just about actually making the all-star team, and they have to win, bottom line.
How about this? Cade Cunningham does not make the all-star team, but we in Detroit bitch about why he should have made it.
You know what? Honestly, I see that narrative happening 100%. Because if I told you he was 21-5-6 going into the All-Star break, I don't know if that's even enough to get in. I don't. We have to remember, it is a popularity contest, first and foremost, right?
It is.
And he hasn't made it before.
And he's not a flashy player. He isn't.
Yeah.
Methodical. I don't want to say slow, but the way he plays is as if the game is slow to him.
Right.
He is so smooth. And I don't think that's appealing. LaMelo making it had the numbers-ish. Irrelevant in Charlotte. In Detroit, who knows? Does their record even matter for him to get into the All-Star game? I think the only way it helps him is if they have a winning record by then.
They have to,
which
yeah.
I don't think is going to be the case.
I don't think so either. And you brought up his pace he plays at. If you look at Luka, like, the guy's putting up 28, 8, and 8. Like, he puts up such impressive stats. You're almost like, all right, this guy's an
you don't
all-star.
have a choice, right?
I don't think Cade's going to, his second year, he'll be better, certainly, playing with better teammates. Because last year he played well playing with guys like Saban Lee on the court. So this year you're going to have more talent. And he's not coming off that ankle injury early in the year. He'll be healthy to start the season. He'll be much better, much more efficient. But again, that's why I always say there's a difference between putting up all-star numbers and being an all-star. I think he'll put up good numbers, but I don't know if he'll make the all-star team, considering you have to win to get in. It's just too early.
So post all-star game,
unfortunately, you also must make the ESPN Sports Center highlights,
which he isn't going to make often.
Yeah.
Right.
Terry, after the All-Star game last season, Cade Cunningham put up 21-5. No, actually 21-6-7 if you want to round up.
Mm-hmm.
And, that alone is impressive for a rookie, but that's really not my argument here. My question is, what is the line that gets him into the All-Star game? Or is there no stat line? And I don't think he's going to be a 27-8-8 player in year 2. I don't think he's going to be 24-9-9.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it with the team they have. I don't see him taking up the shots that a Luka Doncic, a Trae Young. And if you want to just point in the Eastern Conference, you look at all the guards in the East. Is he really going to be the guy? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray now with Atlanta. You're going to have all these guys taking 19, 20-plus shots a game. Where's Cade going to be this year? He was 15 last year. Maybe 17? Maybe 18? I don't know.
He's got to hit the 20s.
He's got to hit the 20s, but I don't see it in year 2.
And the Pistons have to be a team that national media is talking about or showing highlights of. So I don't think it's just a stat thing. It's how far has this team come? Now, if they're still, winning 33, 34% of his games, I don't care what he does, he's not going to make it. He's not going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
And we just got to get that through our thick heads. Now, if they are playing at a 55, 56% clip, and they're showing highlights of Cade Cunningham, and they're talking about him, that he's an all-star. Last year, a major reason, and none of you guys want to admit this, a major reason he did not make, he wasn't named Rookie of the Year, the Pistons were not being talked about.
They were relevant.
It was like they were in the G League.
Mm-hmm.
And so, no matter what he did, unless he did something spectacular, maybe at average 25 or something stupid like that, then he could have won it. But the Pistons games weren't shown on national TV. They weren't part of the highlight package. And And even in casual conversation with NBA insiders, Mark Spears, those guys, we're not talking about the Pistons.
Right.
So that hurts you. Everything in my mind, and, I'm a little bit jaded, everything that happens in sports, part of it is PR. It's not like I just went out there and kicked everybody's ass. Look what I did. I went out there and kicked everybody's ass, and this guy's talking about me. This guy is shooting me, and this guy is saying I'm a badass. Then I'm an all-star. Then I'm relevant. Then I'm Rookie of the Year.
Well, Jeff, this is a very important question, and call me crazy. It's fine. But there is one player on this team that will make the ESPN Top 10, SportsCenter Top 10 on a weekly basis, when he reaches that level, with hyper athleticism, extreme talent, and that's Jaden Ivey. And I truly believe this, and I'm saying it from now.
Okay, be careful what you're going to say. I don't know go ahead.
The Detroit Pistons got the best player in this draft. And I'm willing to say it now because I factor character, work ethic, and also the position you're in. Paolo Banchero,
I kind of like him.
I like him,
he's
but
a dog.
I like him, but we're going to look at his numbers year one and say, oh man, he's clearly better than Ivy, and the reality is no, it's not going to be the case. Chet Holmgren, I have to wait 4 or 5 years before I get to see him close to his all-star level, not even star level, because he needs to put on weight, he needs to take care of his body. That's a whole process. Keegan Murray is the third option in Sacramento.
Right.
If ever, he'll only be a 2. And then you have Jabari Smith, who's in the worst situation anyone could be in, and that's being surrounded by Michael Porter, or Kevin Porter,
Kevin Porter Jr., yep.
and Jalen Green. I think they got the best player in the draft. And I think him, even more than Cade, has the flash to turn heads. And I think if he did what Cade did last season, he probably wins it because of the flash.
Flash is going to help, but he's also going up against the pre-2021-2022 season of Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren, in my mind, is Rookie of the Year, is his to lose because he's been publicized more than anybody. He's talked about more than anybody. He's going to be talked about this year. He's still going to be talking about, okay, is he too skinny? Or, but he's still putting up numbers. So I think he's in the driver's seat. Jaden Ivey's going to have to snatch that away from him.
For me, listen, I don't think you're crazy. I like you planting the flag in the ground and saying Jaden Ivey will be the best player. I have no problem with that. Considering, I think, his upside, I think Paolo, Chet, those guys are probably the only players you can make an argument that has a similar upside than Jaden Ivey. Like, he is the most talented, can be the most talented player in this entire draft. So you're not crazy. I'm still going to lean with Paolo. I think it's close. And I think in Detroit, Jaden Ivey has a chance. He's playing with Cade, and that's something that Paolo does not have. Like, Paolo's going to be the center of attention. He's going to be really their offense entirely. In Detroit, Jaden has Cade, Sadiq. He's got more talent around him, so I think that'll benefit him long term. So to your point, I don't think it's crazy. I just think Paolo, like a 6'10", dude, he's a special player.
Well, look, Terry, you're an African American.
I am,
and I think culture is very important. And when I see Chet Holmgren posing with Paolo Banchero, reminds me of Zach Wilson at the NBA draft or the NFL draft. And I'm sure you remember him like, the hell am I doing up here? I have no idea what I'm doing. And I think culture and character really matters. I really do, especially in the NBA when it's really about you. And his mother, you want to talk about a great example of how to be a human, a professional, an athlete?
Mm-hmm.
She is the definition of that. And that matters to me. And it may not matter to a lot of you, but that matters really to me, truly. And when I look at players that are going to be able to overcome adversity, check the box, Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
Players that are going to be able to overcome, criticism. Players that are going to be able to overcome a losing team. Jaden Ivey, check. He's got the character mold just like Cade Cunningham does. And I think that alone is what separates Detroit, for me, from a Cleveland and all these up-and-coming teams, Orlando with up-and-coming players and stars, even OKC. That's the separator for me. I think Detroit has two character guys that don't often come around in the NBA.
Now, you know what I would do if I was in charge of the Pistons? I don't know how the Pistons locker room is configured, but I would put Jaden Ivey next to Cade Cunningham so they can talk all the time.
It's a good idea.
But what usually happens is if you're the alpha dog, they give you the big locker room or the big locker, and there may not be anyone really near you. Like I thought the bad boy Pistons, they should have had Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars next to each other, but they couldn't because the early part of that team had a big friction there. Mm-hmm. There were the Isaiah Thomas people, the Adrian Dantley people, and Joe Dumars was in the Adrian Dantley camp, and so he sat next to AD. And Isaiah was down with, I don't know who's, no, you know, there was always some scrubs that sat near Isaiah, and I don't know if they did that so he could teach them the game, yeah, they didn't do that. And let's hope there's no frictions and fractions on this team where you don't have to separate Ivy and Cunningham, where they can sit together. I'd make them sit together on the plane and play cards.
No, and I agree. And also, I think Jaden's in a great situation because, number one, he's playing for a team that has pedigree, that has history, has expectations. And number two, he's playing with a player that's so dynamic like Cade Cunningham, but he's also unselfish. Like, he wants Jaden to succeed. It's not like Cade's like, I'm going to get mine, and then you're going to get yours. It's like, hey, Jaden, be you, be aggressive. So he's in the perfect situation, and I think ultimately it's up to him whether he wants to be the best player in the draft because I think he can do it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us
this
morning.
Guys.
Appreciate having you on as always.
He's a fine young man.
Jeffrey's a stud. That's what we like to call him around these.
I think I'm going to adopt him.
I mean, look, the guy gets. You think Deshaun Watson gets it? I mean, Jeff is back there getting it all day. Now, whether it's from some dudes, that's a him problem. But
he's getting it from easy.
He's getting it from easy. Oh God! No wonder he loses so much weight.
Hey, big ups.
Maddie,
Yes.
you got to do me a favor.
Yes.
We got to talk about Jared Goff lighting up training camp so far to start the early mid stages of the season. So you need to tell me about what Guardian Alarm does to light up your house so nobody tries to kill you. I mean, that's what they're there for. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
Okay. Anyways.
That was awful.
Summertime is here, and that means spending more time outside. So let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you're out enjoying the sunshine. Just give them a call at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's right, you heard fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT, and you can rest easy knowing you have 24/7 protection.
Wow.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
When you need apparel, there is only one place to go, and that's Big Frog in Novi. And guess what? Right now, all month long, you can get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, I said it, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. All you gotta do is stop by, see them at Big Frog in Novi, let them know that we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So visit them today at Big Frog in Novi or online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Myself.
You know what we should do?
Go ahead.
I should take Maddie to Big Frog to get her T-shirt. And you know what else? You know what else we can do on our little date?
Oh, God. Oh,
we can get a nothing Bundt cake. A little cake. I'll get her like a little cake there.
Of course you don't know what that is. Jesus.
What is it?
I don't eat desserts.
Okay, then
But you
forget
cook
that.
them or bake them.
I'll
I
eat a
should say.
dessert for once.
You bake desserts,
Yes,
though.
I bake
That's
a
kind of
lot.
weird.
Why is that
No?
weird?
I know, I'm
Everybody-
asking.
It is weird.
Okay, so you
I just
admit
don't
it.
like it.
Okay, what the hell is a no butt cake? What'd you say?
No Bundt cake.
Bundt-
No,
nothing
it's
Bundt cake.
Bundt cake.
Bundt cake?
Okay,
Yeah.
if you had a Bundt cake is a round cake.
A bunt is a bunt in baseball.
Right, but in the bakery
you're
world,
saying it right.
it's a round cake with a hole in the middle.
Why? That's some
Because
weird...
that's the way the pan comes.
The pan, or people are sick-minded?
No. The pan has like little divots in it, and it's a round pan. But in order to differentiate from a regular cake, they put a hole in the middle so it supports the cake, and then you flip it out. It's a cake with a hole in it. Then
It's
you fill
pretty
it- It's really good. It's really moist.
Red velvet ones are
I
pretty
think
good.
that makes it more moist, so it's a Bundt cake.
So I gotta put a hole in my wife to make her more moist.
Yes. Well, yes. Isn't that with every guy?
I guess.
Wow.
I mean, come on, that was pretty brilliant. I mean,
It was brilliant. But it was pretty true, too.
oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad I just found out about a new
You know
cake.
what? Since you're such a...
Dweeb?
Not a dweeb, but... Shall we say uncultured guy?
Okay.
I'm gonna get him a Bundt cake.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a really good company.
Yeah,
It's
look at
really
that.
good.
How do you
That's
not?
that's a
That
Bundt
looks
cake right there.
incredible. Thank you, Alex.
That
How do you
doesn't.
not
All right.
like that?
I mean, that doesn't look like. Oh my god, I have to try that.
No.
What is it glazed with? Nothing.
I don't.
No, it's glazed with glaze.
Oh.
But you can get the cake that has icing on it too.
Yeah, no, I'll
Good.
pass on
Yeah, there's a
that.
lot of different ones, but yeah, I just bake. I don't eat it.
But you don't eat. How do you test it to make sure it's delicious?
She
I
doesn't.
don't.
Yeah, she doesn't.
My roommates or my friends or y'all will test
She just
it.
hopes it turns out well and no one dies.
Okay. Now sometimes that glaze is a lemon glaze,
That's disgusting.
or it's a just
I
a
haven't even
glaze
tried
glaze.
it, and everybody sounds disgusting.
Or it's like the
They
glaze
have
that
like
you
the
put.
red velvet ones that have like the
Right.
the cheesecake
Yeah,
or the
the
cream
cream
cheese
cheese, yep.
icing.
All right.
Now, have you ever heard of a donut?
Yes.
Okay, they got
Very.
to check. They
man, I
have
have
these
a
things,
problem.
Adam. They just invented called glazed donuts, and sometimes that glaze that you put on the donuts, they put on the Bundt cake. So it's almost like a giant glazed donut.
What's the plain flavored donut? It's just brown.
It's
It's called old fashioned.
Yeah,
Old fashioned. That's
I was
the
like
best
a
one.
plain donut.
I don't know what the hell it's called.
Plain donut.
All right,
just
that's-
old-fashioned.
Well, I think that one's the best one.
I like the
Okay.
chocolate frosted.
Ooh, that's a classic.
That sounds like a Maddie donut.
You know what I've been getting into? The blueberry cake donut is really
They
delicious.
are
It's a cherry
surprisingly
donut.
good.
I said that's a Terry donut.
It is. I'm a blueberry guy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Jared Goff has been lighting up training camp, and allegedly, supposedly, even though it is on camera. But I think what's more important for me is early confirmation that, let's call it what it is, middle of the pack. Terry, he's not a franchise guy. At one point, he could have been, right? Early 2018, he was lighting the league up. They had the famous Kansas City LA Rams game on Monday Night Football. He looked like an elite, promising franchise quarterback. He just did.
Right.
And then the playoffs happened, and then the Super Bowl happened, and then he started to regress after. And then Sean McVay said, I'm done with this, whatever, I'm not dealing with this. I need a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He went and got Matthew Stafford. Bam, the rest is history. It's irrelevant. But the story is, he's a capable quarterback. He can be your Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins. He can be somebody, even a Jimmy G, middle of the pack, giving you quality starts, giving you quality production without killing you. Now, the first 10 games of the season, last season, Terry, he was garbage. He had the dick fumble. He kept fumbling every other week.
Thank you.
The turnovers were nonstop.
He has tiny hands.
Couldn't throw an accurate ball downfield. Granted, a lot of it was play calling, timing, but he played awful. He just did. And that's the worst of Goff. And then you saw kind of the slightly much better version of him actually down the stretch, and it leads me to believe this year he will be somewhere between average and only slightly at times above average. And what does that mean in an NFL season? I think that's anywhere between 3,800 and 4,100 yards, 23 to 27 touchdowns, 8 to 12 interceptions at most. I think this is a guy that's going to have a bounce back year. He's going to have a good season. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be noteworthy of an extension. It's not going to be, we have our quarterback of the future. None of that. But I think he's...
But he gets you through what you want him to do now.
Yes, he's going to be a suitable bridge. And I like the fact that he's doing well in training camp. I like the fact that the receivers are comfortable with him. I like the fact that Ben Johnson is extremely excited to not only work with him, but with the wide receiving core, which is much better than it was last year. I believe Jared Goff is set to prove a lot of people, and the only people he would prove wrong are the ones that think he is just trash. Trash is Sam Darnold. Trash is Tyrod Taylor. Trash is... God, I mean, you go down the list in the NFL. There's, who's the dude? Jacoby Brissett. Like, guys that if you started them for a week or two, maybe they'll get you by. But they're not starting a whole season for. He's not that bad. He's a guy anywhere between 16 and 20 at worst. That's where he should be on a good team.
Right now, from what I've seen from the people who don't know but think they know, have him in the same neighborhood as Jalen Hurts.
No, that's...
Is that too low for him?
It's stupid. Jalen Hurts is a third-year quarterback who just made the playoffs last season and did make strides down the stretch with his passing, but we still have questions about whether Jalen Hurts can be an NFL quarterback long-term. Right?
Okay, so there's a lack of faith from the outside.
There's a lack of faith for him as a franchise quarterback for Jalen Hurts.
They got Hurts slightly behind Jared Goff. Slightly.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you can put them together. I don't have an issue with it. They both fall into a tier where you're okay with having them as your quarterback, but the only difference right now is you're trying to figure out whether Jalen Hurts is the guy. I believe we already know that Jared Goff isn't the guy, meaning a franchise quarterback, a 5-year extension, $250 million, $200 guaranteed.
But aren't we trying to figure that out with a bunch of people? We're trying to figure out, is Jalen Hurts the guy? Is Jared Goff
You're always trying to do this.
the guy?
No, not the guy, but is he...
Is Tua the guy?
What do Tua and Jalen Hurts have in common? They came out of the same draft class, the same age, going into their third year. Yeah, you're trying to figure out, is that my franchise quarterback? Because if not, Terry... I got to go spend some first-round picks and get my guy. I got to get my guy in the building. The Chargers were irrelevant. They fell to 7. Oh, they got Justin Herbert. They're never more relevant than they've been since Phillip Rivers. Josh Allen and the Bills. He goes at 7. Year 1, nothing special. Year 2, really comes on the scene. Year 3, breaks out. You find out by year 3, oh, that's my quarterback. You knew right away with Justin Herbert. You knew right away with Burrow. Some guys you know right away. And even Trevor Lawrence. I love Trevor Lawrence. Is he the guy? That's a fair question right now.
Started in a horrible situation.
Awful situation. But you have to ask the question, are you the guy? Here's Doug Peterson. Here's Laviska Shenault. Here is Travis Etienne coming off an injury coming back. James Robinson, a better offensive line. An upgraded defense. Trayvon Walker on the edge at number 1 overall. Are you the guy? Are you going to answer that this year? No, but you can answer it by the end of next season for sure. You'll know if Trevor Lawrence is either... Man, we're still talking about... Like, the fact that we still talk about Baker, Darnold, and all these guys as, oh, maybe they have a chance to be... Like, no. That's not what NFL franchises want. They'll deal with it when they suck. But an ideal situation is you get your guy in the building.
Right, but we're only talking about these guys because they came in with a name. They came in with people thinking they can.
Well, look where they were selected, right?
Right, and they were selected high, but I've seen enough of them to say, no, they can't be. Sam Darnold, no. Baker Mayfield, no. But you still have the conversation about them because where they were selected, where they played, and maybe they had a few games where like, boy, I like what I saw today.
Absolutely, but the great ones and the very good ones do that consistently. And you know what, Great Lake Ruler, I called you you know what I called you yesterday, but today I actually don't disagree with you. Hurts, Cousins, and Kyler Murray all better than Goff. Yeah, I would agree with that. But the caveat with Jalen Hurts is you don't know yet. I don't think it's fair to put Jalen Hurts there because let's see what he does this season. I want to see him play and either turn into an average quarterback or he becomes maybe more than that. Who knows? I don't know that yet. This is his third season. I'm not going to put Jalen Hurts in that conversation. If you want to rank him ahead of Goff, be my guest. That doesn't bother me. But Kyler and Kirk Cousins, they're not even in different or in the same category. Kyler's way better than Kirk Cousins. I think you associate Jared Goff with Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill. That's the kind of guy, and I would say Matt Ryan as of this Matt Ryan right now. Not Matt Ryan from years ago with Atlanta, MVP, Super Bowl appearing quarterback. Not that guy. The version of him right now, older quarterback, I would say a game-managing-esque quarterback. Yeah, okay, I'm fine. We'll live with it. That's his tier. That's where he lives. Even in the Baker Mayfield realm, that's where he is. Not near Kyler. Kyler's a top 12 quarterback in the NFL. Big difference.
Maybe. I believe Kyler, at the end of his career, we're going to call him a fader. I think he's going to come in every season, busting the doors down, but by November, he'll just be another guy. And there's just something about him that leads me to believe that's what he's going to be. Not going to win a championship, not going to be a good playoff quarterback. He'll just be another guy.
Fair enough.
That's why I wouldn't have given him that money.
Yeah,
but let me just say this: you're forced to give him that money. So
you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a choice. You let him walk. You are irrelevant unless you somehow nail the next quarterback you draft. And good luck doing that. It's not an easy thing to do. I'll tell you what else is not easy: winning the Super Bowl and then going into camp with an elbow injury, elbow tendonitis.
Yeah, I thought he had something else earlier with him, but something wrong with his arm.
He dealt with elbow issues last season, but the pain got progressively worse and worse. He had an injection. Mm-hmm. I'm curious because you tell me the injury goes away. I actually like the Rams to probably get back to the Super Bowl. I don't think the NFC is all that outside of maybe two teams. So that's how concerned should we be? We'll see. But Maddie, where should everyone go for their lunch today?
Yeah, I'll tell you what we're not concerned about. It's getting good food at Big Boy. They've got ciabattas, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes, all at Big Boy right now. Try out their chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar, all on their grilled ciabatta bread. You heard it here first. Summers just got better at Big Boy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Mac, thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2.
All right, Matthew Stafford is dealing with elbow pain that is quote-unquote abnormal, says Sean McVay. Terry, keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford fully healthy this season. They're NFC contenders, right? We don't doubt
Yes,
that. They're
contenders.
Super Bowl champions. They've returned a lot of good players. They've also brought on some really good players. Allen Robinson, notably in free agency. They've addressed a few positions in the draft that you may not expect will be contributing, but they will be, because that is how the Rams operate. But anyways, if we're honest, I don't blame Lions fans this year who are going to say, boy, that Rams pick looks a lot better if this guy's dealing with an elbow injury. And they're not wrong. But the big but I have to that is I don't see how the Rams have a losing record. 0%. I would take out a home loan. I would refinance my house. I would take everything, every dollar to my name, and I would put it on the Rams having a winning record.
That would be fair. That would be safe. That would be smart.
Like it is. There's no doubt. But last year that pick was number 32. If they win the Super Bowl again, obviously it'll be at 32. But your best case scenario with the Rams is them making the playoffs and getting a first round exit in the wild card round. That's your best case scenario. But
yeah,
if you expect them,
they're making the playoffs, and they'll probably win the first round.
And they might even get a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to contend with them for a bye this year? Tampa? Okay. I'm going to acknowledge that. I don't think Green Bay or Minnesota will contend for a bye week. I don't think San Francisco will. Definitely not Seattle. Where are the Dallas? No. They're not winning 12 games this year. They'll be a 10-7 team this year, Dallas. So I think, honestly, 12 wins might even lock you up the number 1 seed in the NFC this season. And I think the Rams are very capable of that.
Hey, well, I don't think they're going back to the Super Bowl. Everything was so tight last year throughout all of the playoffs that if you play the 2021 playoffs or the 2022 playoffs all over again, you could get 2 different Super Bowl teams. That's how close it was. That's how close every game was, and every possession really mattered last year. I expect the teams, even though at the end of the regular season, we'll probably say, you know what, Rams, best team in the NFL or the NFC. It doesn't mean you're going to win that playoff, especially when teams are coming down. Every game is coming down to 1 possession. I just think the law of averages will dictate that the Rams will not be in the Super Bowl again this year, but they'll come pretty damn close.
It's fair, Terry. It really is. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to look at this trade. And you know what? I don't think I've ever asked you this.
Because you're afraid?
No, I've brought this up. I've brought this up before. I don't believe I've ever done that with you, and that's before Matthew Stafford ever took a snap with Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
I said both teams won the trade. Immediately. The Rams got what they wanted, a quarterback that was better than theirs, that they believed they could win a Super Bowl with, even before he did it.
Yes.
They won that trade. And they gave up 2 first-round picks that they don't even care for. The Lions got 2 first-round picks. They won that trade. The Lions were going into a rebuild with or without Matthew Stafford. We had to understand that. That's why I got so upset last season when you know who you are. When you told me they were going to win 10 games. It made no sense to me. So, here we are, post-Super Bowl. This idea that the Lions still lost the trade because Stafford went on to win a Super Bowl, I think is stupid. No, the Lions, what they did was actually they got Jameson Williams as a part of that Matthew Stafford trade.
Right.
And God knows they may likely, based on Terry's projection, they may likely go after a quarterback. And that pick will help you get it.
I believe that's exactly what they're going to do. That the Lions are not going to be bad enough to pick their quarterback that they want. But they're going to probably have a middle-of-the-pack pick, and then they'll have another later first-round draft pick, and there'll be some team high up willing to trade their number 3, number 4 pick, whatever it is, for these 2 first-round picks. Because I, as a GM, in a lot of years, I may not want a quarterback this year, but I sure could use depth at linebacker, or I could use depth in my secondary or wide receiver. So you're giving me 2 first-round picks, I'm taking them.
Absolutely.
Go take your damn quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think that's the scenario that's going to happen. They're going to take those 2 picks, move way up, get their guy.
And probably give up a future as well with it.
Yes,
and
they
you know
will.
what? I am very okay with that. And what we need the first-round picks. No, you don't. No, you don't. You get the quarterback. You don't need him.
Yeah, you need the quarterback.
You need the quarterback more than anything right now. And, you know, there was a question earlier. Excuse me, I forget who in the chat. I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. But he asked a question, or she. Isn't it better? I believe it was Zeke, actually. Zeke, now that I remember. Zeke asks, hey, isn't it better for the Lions if Jared Goff returns to his prime form in 2018 and becomes a franchise quarterback for the Lions? Now, in the alternate universe that he does somehow go for 4,700, 40, and 10, which I don't think is going to happen. In the unlikely scenario of that happening, I still think, no, I've seen what I've seen, Terry. And I just don't think he will ever be that guy. I don't look at Jared Goff, I close my eyes. And when I say Jared Goff, Terry, I don't see Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I don't see that. When I close my eyes and say Jared Goff, I see Jimmy Garoppolo, Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins. And I don't think even his play, hell, you dog Kirk Cousins to this day. I believe he threw for 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions last year. That is an elite stat line. He's not a franchise quarterback, and we all know this. So the stats don't tell the whole story either.
They don't. And here's the thing that scares me about Jared Goff. Let's say he's going to be a decent quarterback. You've got to pay him like he's an elite quarterback. You've got to pay him like he's a franchise quarterback, and I'm not willing to do that because it takes so much from the cap, at which I'm willing to do that if I know I'm going to get a guy. There's 2 kinds of quarterbacks. One that's going to win you games, and the other one who's not going to lose you games. He's a guy that, you know, is more on the line of he's not going to lose you games, or he's not going to win you games, but he'll contribute. He'll be a key contributor. But there's some dudes that go out there, okay, I'm winning this game. I don't care if it's snowing. I don't care if there's a hurricane rolling in here. I got the confidence, the ability, and I got the balls. I'm going to win this game. Lions have not had that.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. And they did have it before. That was Matthew Stafford.
But
in theory.
All right, in theory, but let me just say this. It was a different Lions team.
Of course.
And here's my line I kept saying about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's biggest flaw is not his arm. His biggest flaw is not his head. His biggest flaw is he played for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but I mean, to support your argument, I'm saying in context, Matthew Stafford was everything you just described, right? Guy that put you on his back for a little bit, would show up, always available, played to the level you expected most of the time. Yes, he had his bad games, every quarterback does, but it was compounded by the fact that his coaches during his time were Matt Patricia, Jim Caldwell, and Jim Schwartz. Yeah, you tell me what team is hiring any of them. His GM was Martin Mayhew and Bob Quinn. Oh, you tell me a team that's going to hire them to lead them to a Super Bowl. Matters. It does matter. Top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Are we being too harsh on Cade McNamara? I have a confession to make on Cade McNamara.
Oh, Lord.
I really
Can't
do.
wait for this.
And before I give my confession, Maddie, we need to tell all these beautiful people at home where they can enroll their kids for the fall.
Yes, you can enroll your child at Academy of Warrant. They have a lot of amazing features and things that you want your child to experience, like small classroom sizes, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, and let's not forget they have a brand new state-of-the-art Sports Stone Field House that has a regulation-sized basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. So enroll today at academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adham Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, we're fired up. It's the last weekend without Lions football. So listen, we're getting ready for our fantasy drafts. You guys are going to have to come check us out at 4:30 over the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You also got to go over to that app store and check out oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds and sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get to some winners. That's what we want. We want fun coupons. So listen, today I'm rolling with the Padres. Padres, we already know. They got Soto. They got the Dodgers. Big game. Should be fun. Let's go with the Padres, plus 140. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Jumper. Tweet us. Hop on the YouTube chat. Slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. I got nothing for you.
I know. You have.
Are you okay?
She's got a frog in her throat.
I know she's got a frog in her throat, but she just seems a little off. You good? Because you just kind of drifted off.
She went to her zone, her happy place.
Okay.
My happy place.
Yeah.
I'm in my happy
I didn't
place
know I
right
had
now.
one of
Other
those.
than this booth.
Oh, by the way,
I've never
Fish,
been happy.
the hell you doing eating a hot dog with ravioli on it?
So I
You
know
disgusting
Chef
freak.
Boyardee.
Hold on.
Whatever the hell it was. Get your camera.
Ravioli, give me the formioli.
What the hell is even that? Have you ever eaten a hot dog with ravioli?
Never. And never.
You
That's
sick
never
freak?
gonna happen.
You sick ass?
Why
Should
are
fire
you
you for that.
hiding?
So, question.
So what?
I didn't actually eat it. It was a picture I
It
found.
was a picture of my ass. You downed that whole dog.
I didn't. I'm going to this weekend, though. I want to do it on the show, but I
You
didn't know
sick
how.
freak.
I want to eat it. I really do. I think it's going to be great. It's beef ravioli, hot dog, American cheese on the bottom. I'm excited. It looked great.
I'd rather
Did
take
it
it in the
not?
ass than eat that.
That's your opinion.
Okay.
My opinion is I'm eating it, and it's going to be great. I'm excited. It looked great. I had to
God.
post it up.
Now,
The
where'd
guy,
you get this hot dog from?
I don't know. Anywhere.
So you ate a hot dog, you don't know where it came from.
No, I didn't eat the okay, so I went through the Twitters, scrolling down and saw the picture. Okay, I didn't take the picture. Someone else took the picture.
Okay,
So
but
you
you
just
got a
lied
hot
to
dog.
everybody is what you're saying.
I didn't lie to anyone. I'm going to eat it this weekend. It was a picture. I didn't
It was
tell
Chef
everyone I'm eating
So
it.
you're going to eat a hot dog this weekend with Chef Boyardee on it.
With ravioli, it's...
So he hasn't eaten a hot dog yet?
No,
You sick ass.
I'm going to. I haven't eaten it yet.
Shut the hell up. Mute your mic. Top of the hour brought to you by Better Off Detroit. No, not brought to you
It's gonna be
by
great.
Chef Boy. Shut the hell up, Fish. Mute your mic before I shank you. Are we being too harsh on Cade McNamara? Terry, I have an admission to make.
Okay.
Cade McNamara is
Greatest quarterback ever.
is a Big Ten winning quarterback.
He is.
Okay. He is an older quarterback than J.J. McCarthy is.
About a year.
And his play last season, although didn't have much to do with Michigan's success, did contribute to Michigan winning their first Big Ten since 2004.
Wow, what a big man you are.
Having said that, no, we're not being too harsh on Cade McNamara. When you throw for 150 yards against Ohio State and you win, if any of you Michigan fans that don't want JJ to start over that guy, you tell me. I'm willing to have a conversation this morning. I'm not going to yell at you. But you tell me, if Jared Goff throws for 150 yards against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Lions win, why did the Lions win? Take a guess. Could it have been their defense, special teams, the run game? How could you possibly throw for 150 yards, 1 touchdown, or no touchdowns and 1 interception?
Okay.
You didn't even throw a damn touchdown.
As usual, you're taking things out of context.
Am I?
When you look at that game, there was no need to pass for 300 yards. There was no need to pass for 250
Not necessarily,
yards.
Terry.
No.
It was 14 to 10 at halftime.
Michigan was ahead throughout the game. But, yeah, it was 14-10 at halftime. But Michigan always put itself up by 1 or 2 scores. And then whenever Ohio State cut it back to a 7-point game, Michigan just marched down the field, said, "The hell with you guys," and they scored again. They thrashed Ohio State's defense when they had to. There was no need to
Terry,
pass.
I was at the game. They were up 7-0. Cade McNamara throws an interception in the red zone after a C.J. Stroud turnover. Okay?
Once again,
wait,
stop. You're the king of, let me just take this one freaking moment in time and
It's
just
not one
thrash
moment,
it, and you don't look at the totality of stuff.
It's not one moment, and I'll tell you why. Because it was a 14-10 game at halftime. It was a close football game. And they pulled away late third, early fourth quarter with the run game. That was a game where what happened was they had success on their first drive. They went down running the football effectively with a few good throws, and they went down and ran the ball in. No problem. Good drive. They get an opportunity to go up 2 scores. He throws an interception. Jim Harbaugh's furious on the sideline. And they take the ball out of his hands essentially for the rest of the game. That's what happened. And they won. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the last time you beat Ohio State, you know how many touchdowns your quarterback threw for? 3 touchdowns. You know how many touchdowns your quarterback, Denard Robinson, ran for? 2. He ran for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Threw for almost 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, while only throwing 3 incompletions. And Denard Robinson, who is nowhere near the mature quarterback that Cade McNamara is, didn't throw an interception in that game. That's the last time you beat Ohio State. The last time. The last time your defense shut out Ohio State for a single quarter was 2017. They did it this year when they won. That says something. And if you go back and look at all the head-to-head matchups between Michigan and Ohio State over the last 15, 20 years, Ohio State, on the regular, scores up 30, 34, 35-plus points easily. You want to play this? You want to play this model with me? You want to play the model where we're going to play like we did last year, and we're going to run through all the teams. And you know what? With their schedule this year, they will run through all the teams, almost all of them that they play, with Cade McNamara as their quarterback. But they will get pounded by Ohio State, and God forbid they make another playoff. They're going to get pounded in that one too, because their quarterback is limited. And I don't understand why we just can't accept that. I can accept he's a Big Ten winning quarterback. He was very mature in the Penn State game, atrocious in the Michigan State game in the fourth quarter, irrelevant in the Ohio State game, irrelevant against Iowa when you won the Big Ten, and irrelevant against Georgia. If I can admit you can win 10 games with him, you can admit that's all you're going to get with him. You're not winning the Big Ten this year. You're just not. And I want them to. I want Michigan to be good. And I want J.J. McCarthy to start so they can keep recruiting 5 stars and 4 stars at the quarterback position and the wide receiver position. But that's not going to happen if you're going to sit there and throw the ball 13, 15 times a game, run it 47 times, beat on all the bad teams, play close against your Big Ten rivals, and then who knows what happens against Ohio State this year.
How long have you been following Michigan football?
Forever.
Okay.
Since I can remember, I could say.
Bro, that's all they want. What they want is to beat all these bad Big Ten teams, win their non-conference games, beat Ohio State every other year, win the Big Ten if they can. They don't care about winning a national championship. They don't care about looking fancy. If that was the idea, you would not have brought Jim Harbaugh in as your head coach. Jim Harbaugh is a disciple of Bo Schembechler, and I didn't think he would be this tied down to Bo, but he is. That's who he is. Now, I'll tell you what you're going to be frustrated with. Let's say he starts J.J. McCarthy. And then you're going to have a week of celebration. My guy's the quarterback. And you know what? You're going to only have 1 week of celebration. You know why?
Why is that?
Because Jim Harbaugh is going to tie him down and not let him do what he does best. And then you're going to come in all pissy and say, why don't they beat Iowa 40-0? But damn, they have so many opportunities to that.
And
He's going to take J.J. McCarthy, wrap his arms behind his back, put handcuffs on him, and then send him out there.
Terry,
that's going to be the next thing that pisses you off.
And you know what? You may be right. But doesn't starting J.J. McCarthy, in your opinion, open up the run game even more with Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum? I mean, one of the most the Braxton Miller days, the successful early under Tressel, that was all read option. It wasn't the Urban Meyer flex where you were throwing the football much more. Originally, it was a run option, and the quarterbacks would always kill Michigan. And it was standard. Hell, Marcus Mariota, even Jameis Winston in college, Tim Tebow. That was the game. The game's evolved now. But you having J.J. McCarthy, who can clearly throw the ball much better than Cade McNamara, it's not even close. You have that. And you want to sit here and tell me, well, if we start Cade, who we have to respect, because for the second time since 2004, we've beaten Ohio State in 17 tries. You've beaten them twice in the last 17. And because we did it last year, you know what? We'll do it again this year without Aiden, without Daxton, without Ojabo, without our defensive coordinator, who's now an NFL defensive coordinator, without our OC. We're going to do all that with more offensive weapons with a limited quarterback. Yeah, I'm being so harsh on Cade McNamara. Excuse me, Michigan.
I think the majority of people who follow Michigan football agree with you. The fight is with the fans. They want to see J.J. McCarthy play ahead of Cade McNamara. So, you know, this is not a lone wolf thing.
You'd be surprised, though. There's a lot of
Michigan. No, there's a lot, because Cade gave Michigan everything they wanted last year, except the win over Michigan State.
Which he cost them. It wasn't just...
No, JJ cost them that, too.
Dear God.
I know that's your boy, but you got to admit when he screws up, too.
Terry?
I know.
I'm not going to make an excuse. Wait. I'm not going to make an excuse. That was bad. That was an unnecessary turnover, okay? If I can admit that was a bad moment, that was one bad moment, not the bad moment. You know how many bad moments Cade McNamara had in the fourth quarter where he overthrew open wide receivers in the red zone that would have extended the possession?
He's a guy that plays more. What you need to do is decide on one quarterback, and that's I don't like this back and forth crap.
Tell me, and I know I've said this so many times. I'm sorry, Terry, but I'm going to keep saying it. If Nick Saban is telling you, Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach ever, if he's telling you, I need a dynamic quarterback, I need to go after Tua, I need to go after Jalen Hurts, I need to go after a Bryce Young, I need to get a 5-star recruit in 2024 as a quarterback. If Nick Saban is telling you this, Jim Harbaugh and Michigan, what in the hell makes you think you are above that? Somebody explain that to me.
Okay, let me explain that to you. Nick Saban has different goals and priorities than Michigan football. You think Michigan football is about being a national power. It's not. It's about saying it's a national power, but it's not. They're not willing to do the things to become a national power. Nick Saban went to the national championship game, lost to Georgia, won the SEC, kicked everybody else's ass except Georgia and Texas A&M, and guess what he called it? A rebuilding season. Nick Saban is not here to win the SEC. Nick Saban is not here to beat Arkansas, to beat Florida, to beat Auburn anymore. His sole goal is to win a national championship. That is not Michigan's goal. Their goal is to beat Ohio State, Michigan State, and win the Big Ten title. Two different things, brother. So that's why Nick Saban says stuff like that. And Jim Harbaugh is like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't really believe in all that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, you know what? This is something I've been looking forward to since we started the show, and that's questions with Terry.
Oh, yes. Let me get my little questions out here for you.
I am very nervous for whatever the hell he's about to ask me.
All right, let me tell you this right now.
Uh-oh.
Don't be nervous.
All right.
Put a smile on your face.
Okay.
I am not here to embarrass you.
I am.
I'm not. Well, Maddie may have. Maddie may have some questions.
Oh, I want to play.
You can play.
Perfect.
Thanks for the invite.
Goodness me.
You can play too.
Goodness me. Well,
Westfall, you can play too.
Wow. You know, it's a good way. You know the way I relieve stress every once in a while, Terry? Go to the gym.
Oh, okay.
Go to the gym. Work out. And I work out at Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, visit a local Planet Fitness near you. Whether you live in Metro Detroit, outside, they've got locations everywhere. Visit planetfitness.com to get started today. $0 down, $10 a month. Your fitness is essential. Let them know. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
When it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. So if you got a big project coming up, give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Am I not allowed to be happy? Like, I feel like every time I'm happy, you guys criticize me.
No, you just, when you're happy,
You're
you
just a whack
sound weird.
job. Yeah, you're a whack job. You're like Corey when he gets excited.
Oh my God, I love when Corey gets excited.
Lions are really hoping the Lions get 10 wins
His voice
this year.
gets like 10 pitches higher.
Yeah, your voice is higher than Corey's, high-pitched Corey.
All right, Terry, blow me away. I'll try to answer these honestly.
Well, you know what? I almost asked the first question in high-pitched Corey. Let me be a professional. I'm not going to do that.
You can high-pitched Corey.
All right, Adham. You can only attend one Big Ten football game live this year. Which game are you picking, and why?
Can we all answer? Can we all answer?
No, this is my little thing for Adham. Yeah. If you
Big Ten
want,
college
you can
football
ask
game,
questions to Adham if you want to embarrass the man.
Big Ten game?
Big Ten football.
I'm gonna say Michigan, Michigan State actually.
Oh.
And it's Michigan State because I do believe Michigan win this year. But on the flip side, if Mel Tucker were to start 3-0, 2-0 in the Big House, that would be quite something. That would be quite the story. And when I look at the narrative going into Columbus, look, at the end of the day, I do believe Ohio State's going to run the table in the Big Ten, but that's irrelevant. I think the game with more narrative, more on the line, and the game that happens first is Michigan State. I think that really tells us where both programs are going. If Mel Tucker is somehow able to beat Michigan again, I mean, that is a big smack in the face to Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, and all the progress they've made. But the flip side, if they win, they finally get the monkey off their back. They end the losing streak against Mel Tucker and Michigan State. And then they probably, if they beat Michigan State, Michigan's probably going undefeated into Columbus.
Yeah, it's something Michigan can't allow to happen. Michigan State, even when Michigan State beat Michigan 10 out of 14 times, Michigan still found a way to make fun of State. But it's going to be hard to keep making fun of the Spartans if Mel Tucker's 3-0 against your savior. So Michigan, I never say Michigan State, it's a must-win for either program. But this one is probably as close to a must-win for Michigan as there's ever been. Because you can't go look at Mel Tucker and he's going to have his little smug face and wears a little hat and everything and smoke his cigar and make fun of you. That will hurt you in a lot of ways. So, yeah. All right, bro.
Fair enough.
All right. Now, I thought you were going to say something else, but you didn't. So, I'm going to follow up with this question. You can attend only one Big Ten basketball game. I don't know if you're a basketball fan,
Yep.
but which one are you going to?
It's Michigan State.
Right.
I mean, Michigan State is absolutely crushing the recruiting trail right now in basketball. Number 3 in the country right now, I believe. And Michigan is Michigan. They've been a very good basketball program for a decade now. Hell, even you can argue over a decade. So I love the Michigan State basketball games. I think the Michigan-Ohio State basketball game is so underwhelming. It's not even... Maybe to Michigan fans it's something, but for me it's...
You talking Michigan-Ohio State?
Yeah, in basketball.
I have been to the Michigan-Ohio State basketball game in Columbus. It wasn't that special. It was just... I'm not saying it was just another game, but there wasn't that hatred. And in fact, if you talk to Michigan basketball players and ask them what team they hate most...
It's Michigan State.
Yeah, it's Michigan State.
Yeah, for me it would be that game, 100%, no doubts.
All right, brother. Now, anybody else got a question for Adam? Because Maddie was chirping, and now all of a sudden she's quiet. Go
Is
ahead.
that how she sounds?
What was that?
Yeah,
That's
how
you.
She sounds? That's all Mr. Krabs.
No, because if I ask him a question, then he talks, and I hear that enough.
You hate him talking.
Well, you can ask a rhetorical question where he can't answer it.
I can ask him a lot of things, but then he would ask me questions, and I'm more uncomfortable than he is.
Oh, so you are going to refrain. Okay, so I'll just continue.
Go.
Fish, I'm giving you a chance. Westfall?
You're good.
No. Oh, I love all three of you. Damn it, how come I can't answer some questions?
I wanted to answer the question.
Y'all jump no. Here's the
I
thing.
just want to ask
Y'all
them.
jump all big and bad until it's time to do something. Then all of a sudden you're like little church mice. I have nothing to say. I'm badass Maddie. I'm Fish. You don't know, even though I weigh 45 pounds, I'm really a badass until it's time
Actually, 43.
to actually show it. Then here's all of you. Pardon me.
Oh,
Third question.
That was fantastic.
You can only wear one Detroit sports jersey the rest of your life.
Lions.
Which one are you picking?
Tigers.
I knew it.
It's the one that goes most with almost any shoe, any pair of shorts, jeans. The
It's the
Tigers.
most casual.
The Red Wings is basically like a winter sweater, right? The Lions, you just walk around Honolulu blue all freaking day. And then you have the Pistons. It's a goddamn tank top. So
yeah, you gotta show your armpit hairs.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
Okay.
You can't put a shirt over it. You have to wear it just the jersey itself.
No, you can put a shirt underneath if you want.
Okay.
Now this was on the show sheet a while ago, so I'm gonna ask you, who is the best play-by-play person in Detroit right now? And I asked that on the
Dan Dickerson.
On the
it's Dan, and it's not even close. Yeah, it's just Dan. Dan's in the league. Nah, I love Dan Miller too, though. I think Dickerson is more experienced, right? But Dan Miller, for me, I would actually associate more with Dan Miller than I would Dan Dickerson because I don't listen to the Tigers on the radio. Just don't. So I would go Dan Miller, actually.
Huh.
Dickerson out of respect, but for me it's Dan Miller, hands down, not even close.
Okay.
Wow.
I think it's between those two, and I would
Yeah.
go. I'm a Dickerson guy.
Yeah, Dickerson won.
Okay. Channel 2, 4, and 7 have local newscasts.
Yes, they do.
They'll last a half an hour. But, and you probably don't even watch them, but 2, 4, and 7, there's sports shows. Who does the best job?
Isn't it Galley?
Brad Galley's with 7.
That's the sports reporter.
Yeah, he's the only one I know. I don't know the other two. So, he wins by default.
Okay. Well, there's Dan Miller.
Oh, Dan Miller does? No way.
Yeah.
I don't watch local news, so I'm sorry.
He does Fox, right?
I'm a horrible Detroiter, but...
And then there's Bernie Smilovitz and Jamie Edmonds on Channel 4.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch either, so...
Okay. Adam? Anybody? Y'all wake up? You got no questions for Adam?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Your questions aren't the same as my questions.
Yours is probably a little more biting.
You can ask away. Be my guest. I'll answer. I don't care.
Okay.
Everyone likes my Snapchat of you that you didn't know I took.
What is this? Howdy, partner. What are you doing?
What?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Howdy, partner. How are you doing? What was that?
What?
Howdy, partner. How are you doing? What was that? What did I just do?
Tara, I just want a whole show without swearing. You're going to ruin this for me. What the hell are you talking about?
Actually.
What the hell are you talking about?
What
are we, in the Wild Wild West?
No. That was the toughest question Bally Sports asked Al Avila when they interviewed him the last 2 times. You still want to shank me?
God damn it. No, it's great. That was great.
You should you should check your Snapchat.
Yeah, check it right now and show the people. I'm assuming they'd love to see it.
Check my Snapchat? Why?
What do you want?
Because how do you not?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
I don't have anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you do. Look hard enough.
I'm proud to announce
He
I do not.
probably deleted me on Snapchat.
You didn't send me Jen.
I don't have Snapchat.
Yes, I did.
That wouldn't shock me.
Fix your internet.
Oh, what
idiot.
the hell is that filter? Holy crap. That's disgusting. You sick freak. You sick ass. Anyways.
West Wall sent your email.
All right. Anyways, moving on, Terry.
What Middle Eastern treat or food does the rest of the world really not know about but needs to experience?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
They would need to experience...
And don't say chicken kebab because we've all had that.
God.
And it's got to be good.
Raw liver or cooked liver.
Ooh, wow.
Both are delicious.
Okay.
As a breakfast, by the way, not...
Oh, breakfast.
You know how you do steak and eggs? You do cooked liver and eggs.
Wow.
It's a hell of a treat.
All right,
Cooked
let me say
or
this.
raw? You just said 2 different things. Cooked or raw?
What?
You said...
Cooked or raw, yeah, they're both delicious. It's still liver.
But which one do you have for breakfast? The cooked?
The cooked one.
Okay.
Yeah, raw liver is something more of an appetizer at the dinner table.
Okay.
There are a few pieces and you just...
Is it tartare or is it just raw?
Oh, it's raw.
I hated Sundays in my house when I was growing up. My grandmother made me do liver and onion. And the only way I was able to get through it was put ketchup on the liver. Because it was awful. I thought that was child abuse.
All right, what else you got for me?
I got one more for you.
I'm nervous.
All right.
It's the Big Bang.
What would you rather witness?
Oh, God.
Fish taking a shot of Jack Daniels or you being responsible for fish getting laid?
Oh, wow. Both are major accomplishments. I want to take responsibility, so I'll do getting fish laid. Okay. But I don't want to watch him get laid either, so I'd rather watch him take a shot of Jack Daniels, though.
I don't know. I don't need to see fish puke immediately.
No, I mean, I don't want to see fish going to work on somebody either. That tripod. I want you to imagine that tripod on fish right now. Like, that's...
Fish, if you take one shot, are you going to throw up?
Of Jack Daniels, maybe.
I have no clue. I'm not going to try it now.
Fish is a warrior.
I don't know.
You guys don't understand. Fish is a goddamn warrior.
I don't know. I could either die. I mean, I weigh 7 pounds, so I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, speaking of a guy who weighs 700 pounds, Miguel Cabrera is dealing with a ton of injuries.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like he's going to play next season. So is it time for Miguel Cabrera to retire?
Yes.
We'll get to that in just a second. But I got to tell you about the official drink of the summer, and that is the Mulligan. Brought to you by Gypsy Vodka, 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade mixed with Gypsy Vodka. The Mulligan is your go-to drink, whether you're on the golf course or you're hanging out with fish in your backyard, taking shots of Mulligan. That's on you. Having said that, try it today, support local, and of course, please drink responsibly.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the Bottom Line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Well, it's been quite gloomy here in Metro Detroit recently, but don't worry, you can still get your tan on at Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you find the cleanest salons in the DU with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan!
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Fish, you never cease to disappoint me.
What did I do?
Terry.
That guy's like a parrot.
I know, man. I know. Is it time for Miguel Cabrera to retire?
Yes. He should just walk away after this year. Or this year. He's injured. And when you talk about retirement, it means publicly, it means that's been on your mind for a while. This weekend, you got the Lou Whitaker ceremony.
Yes.
After that's all done and Lou's got his number one on the wall and everything, and the Tigers, they already talking about shutting him down. So why not shut him down for the rest of the year?
I mean, at this point, Avila, his reasoning for the trades he made were, it gives us an opportunity to bring up some new bats and get some players experience. All right, Miggy, go down for the year. Bring back up Torkelson, even though he sucks in the minors right now. Absolutely sucks. Can't square up a goddamn baseball at the moment. And when he does, it's foul. He can never square up a baseball in play. 0 for 5 the other night. Pathetic. Pathetic for a number one pick. Pathetic. And I don't even look at him as the problem. I look at this organization and how they develop their players, but that's a whole different goddamn issue. Time for him to retire. Time for him to hit the IL for the rest of the year and just call it, man. Go take care of your body. We'll pay you the $30 million next year, no problem. We love you, but it's time to bring in the new generation. I'm not interested. And you know what? I said this before the season a year ago, before the last season. If Miggy hits all his milestones, I don't want to see him in the lineup in 2022. Oh my God, Adam, how could you be so mean? This is so rude of you. Then he didn't get it, obviously.
Well, it's mean and it's rude, but
it's the truth.
It's accurate.
It needs to happen, and I hope now's the time. But this team is so pathetic right now, and until a new GM is brought into place who can fire everybody on the development staff, fire everybody on the scouting staff, fire everybody in that front office, I'm not interested in talking about the Tigers and where they could be in the future.
Yeah, because you can't have the win one for Miggy campaign. You can't have the rocking chair ceremonies and stuff. What the Tigers should do is just have one more Miggy day. He probably doesn't play that day. You bring him out, give him some more certificates, slap him on the back, say, hey, great job, buddy boy, and just send him on his way.
It's frustrating. It really is. But Miguel Cabrera, look, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. one of the greatest right-handed hitters of all time, one of the greatest Detroit Tigers of all time. He'll get a statue one day. Phenomenal. He'll go down in the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Excuse me. Having said that, he can't be playing baseball anymore. And the sad thing is, you could look at his average and say, oh, well, Mickey's having a good year. He doesn't hit for power. He just doesn't.
But in his last 10 or 20 games, he's batting 163.
So
the magic is gone.
The magic's gone. The body's given out on him. I'm sure if he was fully healthy, he could bat somewhere between 280 and 290 with 7 home runs over a whole season, which is nothing. That's irrelevant. And he's not a threat on the bases, so you don't need him on base anyways.
Yeah, he stole third base.
God, it's tough times, man. It's tough times with the Tigers right now. It really is. It's crazy how they won 73 games last year, and we look ahead to this season with optimism, belief in the manager, and then we aren't expecting this team to just fall apart because we have so much faith in this manager. It's like, no, this guy is so good. He's going to be able to overcome this. We did this with Bill Belichick. Not that they're the same, but just as an example. Brady left, and he had nothing. And they still won 7 games. They still won 7. And I find that very similar to what Hinch did last year, but Hinch couldn't repeat it. They didn't get good enough. They went and paid $20+ million a year for Baez, who all he does is strike out and make errors. I mean, God, if you wanted somebody to make 17 errors over a course of 140 games, you could have just signed me. I could make double that if you need me to. I didn't know that's the name of the game. I didn't know you get paid $20+ million for being such a bad fielder. Where's my call up? Jesus Christ.
Would you accepted $10 million to do that? So he could have saved money with you.
Unbelievable. They could have paid me $1 million a year, and I would have given it all to charity just to make the same amount of errors and bat probably way less than Javi Baez, but still, I would strike out as much as he would. Absolutely, I would. Unbelievable. What a disaster. What a shame. What a damn shame. Terry, they got Lou Whitaker Day this Saturday.
Yes.
Whether or not Al Avila and Chris Ilitch even show up, we'll see. But
don't show up. Al Avila, stay up in your box, in the press box. Chris Ilitch doesn't need to be on the field.
I would prefer it that way. And who's that mother you know what that was sitting in the box getting an interview done the other day with Bally Sports? The president and CEO of Ilitch Enterprises or something like that. Who's that scrub?
I don't know who that scrub is, but he
give the Ilitches a rim job. That's it.
That's what they do.
It. That's all they're doing. And it's pathetic. And I don't want to hear, you got to appreciate them. It's not easy to show up 162 times a year and talk about a bad baseball team, and they're trying to be optimistic and you got to be respectful of it. No, I don't. Do your job. You're a reporter. You're a journalist. Do your job. Stop allowing somebody who pays you to dictate what you say. The team sucks. Yeah. Believe me, this town would appreciate it if there was a if there was a breath of fresh air in that booth that would say, this team's garbage. It's not.
I always wonder that. Do fans just want to hear the company line?
No, they don't.
Or do they want the truth?
I want the truth, man. I want the truth. I would respect you so much more. Chris Ilitch, Al Avila, everybody in the booth. If you would come out and say, "Oh, it hasn't gone our way, and we're looking. Shut the hell up, fish. Hasn't gone our way, and we're looking to improve, and I'm actually pleased with the progress." How about you just come out and say, "We suck. We have not done a good enough job. We are atrocious. We have failed at our core fundamental responsibilities as the president, owner, vice president, and GM of this baseball team. We have failed you, Detroit." And in the booth, how about you say we have been failed by our management? It's that simple. Pathetic.
Instead, what we got a lot of this year, particularly early, when the whole lineup is batting 180, here's what we got. Hey, you know what? We saw some good bats from the Tigers.
The bats were going
good at bats.
today.
Yeah, we had some good at bats.
He took 7 pitches, 8 pitches. Oh, he struck out though. Hey, he took 7 pitches.
He popped up to second base. Man.
He made him work for it. Way to be, guys. When we get back, fights at practice. Coaches hate it. Terry loves it. I'm actually curious what you think about the fights breaking out at training camp with the Detroit Lions. But Maddie, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency, have a message for everybody.
Yes, they do. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness of mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, focuses on fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
If you are looking for something fun to do this weekend, look no further than the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. That is home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got 2 ways to play, $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine, as well as multiple full bars. So check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, Terry, fights breaking out at practice.
Yes.
Coaches hate it. You love it.
Some coaches hate
Some
it.
coaches. Campbell wanted it. He asked for it last season. He's getting it.
Right.
Terry?
Now, what I hear a lot about is, oh, they're wasting energy. That's baloney. When you have a fight at practice, I was a little surprised it happened yesterday because it wasn't that hot. It was cloudy. But I love it. It energizes a practice. The players are taking sides. The players are jumping over to see what's happening. There's usually a couple mini skirmishes afterwards. And then the rest of the practice, sometimes players do lose focus. I'll understand that. But they're doing it at a high level. They're really in tune. They're going at each other. The enthusiasm reaches down to the media. It reaches down to the people observing this stuff. It's just it becomes electric. Now, I think this: if you go an entire train, and it won't happen. Let's say you go an entire training camp with no fights. It means you don't care. It means you're not pushing. Yeah, you're not pushing your opponent, or you're not pushing your teammate to a level that would piss them off, and that's a bad thing in my mind. So when I heard, I've liked everything that the Lions have been saying and showing this year. And I was saying, all I need now is a fight. Got it the other day, so I'm done. Bam.
You got what you wanted out of the offseason?
Good for them.
Good. I like that, Terry.
Let's start thumping now.
Look, I mean, the Rams were notorious for this under Sean McVay. Now, we're not talking a full-out brawl, fist fight between the whole team, but competitive moments, high energy, high intensity, but they get into it. And they're pushing and shoving, and they're swinging at each other. And you know what? You love that as a coach, because it shows your players are out there competing on a daily basis on a hot summer day in a I don't want to say a meaningless practice, but a meaningless instance, right? A meaningless play in the grand scheme of things. Right? But the fact that they're so heated about a mistake or a play or how physical someone was with them is everything you want in a competitor.
Or maybe somebody poked them in the eye with their fingers.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think what Lion coaches did not like that. I think Rod Marinelli did not like him fighting, and Matt Patricia did not like them fighting. Wayne Fonts was like, he put up a little chair and get some hot dogs and chips and a pop and start watching. Let's go. I think he liked the fights. But
fights are come together moments for teams, and really both sides of the ball, right? Let's say an offensive and defensive player are going at it.
And you know what? Nobody's going to get hurt.
Nope, not at all.
Because you got on pads.
The only times the fights break out where they're bad for practice is when it's with an opposing team, right?
Oh, yeah. Those
are the bad ones. But you know what? If Aiden Hutchinson decides to get into it with Penei Sewell, the amount of respect they're going to earn for each other after that moment, and their teammates are going to earn for them and vice versa, like that, it's not a bad thing. It really isn't.
Because you know what usually happens?
We fought in practice all the time in high school.
Let's say Penei Sewell and Aiden Hutchinson get into a big brawl.
Yep.
You know what's going to happen? In the locker room where it's cooler, they'll hug it out.
Oh, yeah. And they're going to love each other for it. And thank you for making me better every day. And thank you for competing with me.
Right.
And thank you for not letting me off the hook. And that's like one of the most important things about practice at football. If you just go through the motion and quiet and you don't say anything, and no one's out there with the desire to get better. Like, it was premeditated when I was in high school. When we ran our plays, if we outdid the defense, we were going to let every single one of them know about it. Didn't care who it was. The star player, the worst, didn't matter. And when a defensive lineman got through and he missed a sack and I rolled out, you're damn right after the play I walked up to him and talked a lot of crap. That's how you do it. And why? It's not because I'm better than you and, you know what, I got the best of you this time. It's, I got you. What are you going to do about it on the next play? Huh? Come on, show me what you got. Trying to compete with each other to get better.
You know what else used to fight? The Pistons, when they were going through their championship runs, would fight. Bad Boys and the Going to Work Pistons. They used to fight. Now, a lot of times it wasn't publicized because the media didn't get to see it, but maybe 4 or 5 days down the road, you're just talking to somebody casually, and they say, "Yeah, I thumped Ben Wallace upside the head," or Ben Wallace smacked somebody or punched somebody. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it's good for team camaraderie. I think it's good for team building. I mean, you gotta respect the people you fight with and work with. If you don't respect your coworker, for example, well, then neither of you are going to talk properly, and either of you will never get better together. And what is football? It's a team sport.
Right.
You need to be bought in with every individual on that roster. Because the moment a player goes down, you need to trust that the guy sitting there on the bench is ready to come in and do his job. And if you haven't trained or fought together or gotten better together, well, you're not going to be that good of a team. That's just the reality. Mailbag coming up in just a second, but I got to tell you where I get my haircut, and that is from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Their awesome stylists will take care of you like they take care of me. No appointment necessary. You can walk into any Lady Jane's in the area. No appointment. Awesome stylists. Damn good haircuts. They take care of your beard. They'll line you up perfectly. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They're talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, the live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sports books. Go to OddsTrader.com right now, or you can download their app from the App Store today, all for your best bet.
All right, we are back live on the Morning
Can I
Woodward
ask
Show.
a question to the chat before they ask our
Absolutely.
questions? Hey guys who are listening to our show, has Adam swore today during the show?
Everybody in this room thinks I have. I don't believe I have.
I
And
have.
I'm talking like
Time
a hard.
says right
Shut
here.
the hell up, fish. Damn, hell, ass, none of that counts. I'm talking hard F-bomb or something. What am I missing here? You guys are just ruining the show unless you tell me. It's really annoying. So either tell me or shut the hell up. Pick. What are you guys doing? I need to know.
You didn't see it.
I clearly. That's why I'm asking. Do I have to ask a fourth time?
No, just play it again.
Yeah.
Answer is yes.
You weirdos.
So you have cursed on the show today.
All right.
You maybe not have done it as much.
I want to know what word. You guys need to tell me which words I said. I have a problem.
You
trying to work.
dropped a couple F-bombs.
I don't remember dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah, I don't remember the letter.
That means, you know what? That's a good thing. That means you're focused.
Where were the F-bombs, Terry?
I don't know. I don't remember stuff.
Oh
Well,
God!
off to
What
a great
streaming
start.
service does Woodward Sports use? Nicholas, we use a program and a software called vMix. It's a video software that allows us to do all this stuff, and it streams directly out to most platforms that people would want to watch a show on. We strictly go on YouTube. All right, Jesse Adams, Mailbag. Can we get a Fish Adam reality TV show? God no. I wouldn't live with Fish for a day, so that's not gonna happen. Let's see what other
I
questions
think
we
we'd
have in
actually
here.
kill each other if we lived with each
Fish,
other.
who would you have as your wingman at a club? Me or Terry?
Terry Foster, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Wingman at the club, I'd just pull a magic trick and disappear from the club. But we'll go Terry Foster.
I think I can pull more tail to the table. Now, they wouldn't be necessarily interested in me, but they would come by, see what the hell
Well, they
is going
surely
on.
would be interested in me. Have you seen this body? It looks awful.
Yeah, but they'll look at your intellect. Women are not as visual as we are. Like when we go out and say, "Is the girl fine?" "Oh, she's not." "All right, no interest." We can have some flaws, and a woman will still stick around.
Yep.
So, okay.
100%.
He got a car. He got a job.
Steve-O asks, Adam, when you were playing sports, did you ever cuss at your coaches? No, never
Ooh,
one time.
that's a shocker.
Never one time. I'd always swear at teammates, referees, opposing
ref.
teams. I would never ever swear or disrespect my coaches.
Now I could see that he would not cuss at a coach.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
but he
my.
cussed out the ref. That
yeah, no,
makes sense.
no,
I
that's-
bet you he never cussed out a ref.
He just said he did.
Okay, so there was one incident.
Okay,
in
one
high
incident.
School,
That's almost.
but I didn't even cuss him out.
He cussed out a parent too.
I cussed out a parent. I did in tennis, but in baseball, I did throw at an ump. And that was premeditated. Got thrown out. That was the whole thing.
Bat?
Yeah.
Or ball?
No, I threw it. I threw a ball.
Right.
I was pitching.
Okay.
And we agreed because it was a BS strike zone.
Would you peg him right in the face?
Yeah, right in the face.
How many times have you deliberately, or did you deliberately throw at a batter?
I never threw at a batter, but I got deliberately thrown at 6 times in high school. It was very frustrating. Those things hurt like hell.
I mean, they're baseballs. They're supposed to.
I got thrown at intentionally 3 times in one game.
Oh boy.
It was against Dearborn High, and I don't even know why.
Because you're Adham Beydoun. They must know you.
I didn't even say anything. I didn't even know these people.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Did you snort at him or something?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's from the last time we played them. They didn't like that we beat them. I don't know. Adam, what do you love most about your wife? Honestly, I don't even know how to answer that question, so we're just going to ignore it. Let's see. Biggest or best sports accomplishment? I'm not sure what that means. Like in Detroit sports or here? Or for me?
For you.
Yeah, you can talk about you.
Man. Nah, I don't. We never won states or anything, so I don't consider districts or any of that as an accomplishment. So I don't have any.
I got one. I was the MVP of the Detroit Free Press softball league in 1980. I think it was 84.
Let's go, Terry. Let's go.
Right.
Who gets more mad at the Tigers, Neil or Adham?
Ooh, it's been close lately.
You guys can answer that.
Adam's no. Neil's a little more sophisticated, so I'm gonna say Adam.
But the last 2 days, Neil's been going off. Have you heard the last 2 days? He's been going off on the Tigers.
He's still a little bit more sophisticated than Adam. So I'm gonna say Adam.
I would say overall Adam, but the past 2 days, I think Neil takes it.
Okay, I don't look at 2 days. I look at overall.
Well, okay.
He's still a little more sophisticated than Adam. I'm not saying Adam is raw, but he's raw dog.
Thanks. Maddie, if a person is nice to you at the bar and gives you a good tip in the first 2 rounds, on the third drink, would you give them an extra booze, in their drink?
No.
You don't give out free drinks?
I do.
Oh, so what the hell are you saying no
It's
for?
people I like.
That's the
Just
question.
because you give me a good tip doesn't mean you're a jerk. You're not a jerk. I serve a lot of people that are not very nice.
I mean, that's the life of the bars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bar. I mean,
yeah.
You know what? No, seriously. No, sometimes dicks give out big tips because they're trying to show off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to pour you a hefty drink because you're still a jerk. So.
Yeah. I was at this bar one time and there's this guy who was like, he was off, high. You know, he had this this date. He was out with this woman for the first time. And he was like showing her off. She was pretty, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, honey bun." And he would just announce it to everybody. I'm going to buy the whole left side of the bar a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So
there are those people.
I'm like, I turned mine down because I'm like, okay, he's only doing it because he's trying to show off to this new girl. He thinks it's gonna get him somewhere. And then she started complaining a little bit to the wait staff, saying, this guy is an annoyance. And what happened, he got his. After he does all this, I'm going to buy everybody a drink. And I'm going to tip. You know, he's talking like this. The bartender, a big tip. He tried to sit down on his bar stool.
He fell down?
He clipped the end of it and flipped. And he fell down on the ground and the bar stool flipped behind him. And I couldn't stop laughing.
I'll tell you what, I did have one accomplishment, like as an individual, not team accomplishment.
Okay.
But one accomplishment in high school I'll never forget. First varsity start with my dad in attendance. That was always working. There was no chance he could ever make a game.
Okay.
The one game he attended, I threw a no-hitter.
Hey.
Oh, bam.
Yeah, so I guess that counts for something. I still have that ball at home, by the way.
You know, I'm glad that girl tennis player wasn't batting against you. You would have lost your no-hitter.
Oh my God! I had to forfeit that game where I was cussing out the parents in tennis. Yeah, because I refused to play. Because I won the point, I won the set, the match was over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you obviously didn't win the match.
And I was up already on the first set, and I was up 3 games in the second set. Like, it was over. And I got into a very heated argument with these fat, no-good hippo parents who couldn't watch their son get his ass kicked. And from the opposite side of the court, they're telling me what's in and out.
So you
I ended up telling her and her husband.
Here's a tip. Block it out.
How far was the ball in?
Oh, it was within the white line. It didn't even graze the outside. It was inside the blue box where the white line is drawn. Like, it was it was beyond pathetic. It was short, actually. He hit it short. I hit it back. Mm-hmm. And then you have the white line, and then you have the blue end of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, I want to say.
So it wasn't on the outside part of the white line. It was on the inside part of the white line.
I'm thinking in reverse. So technically on the outside, right? Because you have your white line at the end of the court.
Right.
And then it's past it. So technically outside, actually. Okay. So, and it was like, it wasn't even close, man. Like, where I was standing, in front of me, it went out. And I wasn't even on the white line. Like, I don't know, Terry. Kill me.
I tell you the worst call I ever got in a softball game. I was playing intramural softball at beautiful Central Michigan University.
Go Chips.
Fire up Chips. So anyway, I hit a ground ball somewhere. I think it was shortstop. Anyway, the guy bobbles the ball, and I look at the guy. So I crossed first base. The ball was 10 feet from the first baseman.
Okay.
When my foot hit the bag. So I could even, after I crossed the bag, I could still see the ball in the air. And I got called out.
Jim Joyce. He's in everyone.
Yeah, that one was not close. That was the worst call I've ever had called against me. And you know what? I didn't cuss the kid out because I knew it was a young guy. It was a young referee.
And you're a professional.
And I just simply said, "What did you see?"
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Well, it was really close." I'm like, thinking to myself, "No, it wasn't close."
Well, look, Terry, it was a good week.
It was a
wonderful
week.
All of you at home, have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Big D Energy coming up at 11. The Jeff and Gentry Show live at 10 o'clock. Make sure you check them out. Bottom Line at 2. And then, of course, the heavyweights from 5 to 7. Make sure you check them out later today. That's it for us. God bless. Have a great weekend. And let's all try to get fish laid together. Have a good one.
Go watch football. That won't happen. Good luck trying that.